Welcome to Seven Trumpets Prepper. Guys, this is the fourth time I've tried this in about 10 minutes. I hope the stream is actually working this time. I'm going to give this just a minute or two, let everybody get in the building, and hopefully this thing's actually going to stay current. I had to reset my cellular service, so I don't know what the deal is, and I apologize. I apologize in advance for whatever was going on with my cell service a minute ago. There we go. Shalom, everybody. Glad to see everybody coming in the building. Like I said, I apologize. Whatever was going on with the cellular, it just like completely died a minute ago. Had to reset my phone, reset my cellular service, and I think we're off to the races. Shalom, brothers and sisters. Love everybody. So what I'm going to talk about tonight, obviously, is the red pill comes at a cost. And when the bill is due, it is very expensive. I'm not going to stay on this topic for too long tonight. Maybe we may talk about this for like, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then I'm going to just let people share their experiences in the comments. And matter of fact, if you want to share your experience in like a real condensed thing, you by all means drop a comment while I'm going over my experiences. And that way, when we get into just conversation time amongst everybody, I can scroll back and we can all have a good talk together. This is a break from the normal thing that we do on here because I know I'm always talking about prepping. I'm always talking about preparing for the last days. And I wanted to just do something different this week because for a couple reasons. Number one, I've been sick. Number two, I wanted to take a breather in between before we started anything else after the Creator's Calendar video series because I spent a lot of time going back over my notes and everything on that, and I just wanted to be on point with that because that's going to be turned into about an hour and a half presentation for later use down the road. What I want to share with everybody, all right, you share this far and you share it wide. I have been talking about putting together the Restoring the Creators Restoring the Foundations Conference. I've been working on that and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I think I've been mentioning this off and on for maybe a couple months now. I have an appointment for the Gatlinburg Convention Center the first of this coming pagan week to go stroke them a check for a ballroom. It's going to be one of the nice ballrooms that are there at the convention center. It can seat 200 people comfortably. I've got to pay a bunch up. Oh my goodness, guys! I'm just going to be cleaning out the bank account this week. Because I've got to get it done. Whether anybody else gets behind this thing and supports it. Somebody donated $100 the other day. Shout out to you. I know some people's been super chatting. That funds is going toward this. I'll be doing a YouTube video. I'll probably go live that day when I'm done there at the convention center, and also get some information and everything about that getting started. Now, before we get in the live video, actually going into the subject matter of the red pill tonight, I just want to break this down for you. The Restoring the Foundations Conference, I think as it stands right now, I'm going to keep it a one-day event for the first time because, guys, honestly, to rent a convention center and even chunks of the convention center is a fortune. And guys, I have child support pay each month. I got my own bills paid. It's hard to do this stuff, but I am going to make sure and secure the venue. And then it's either going to take place in late May or mid-August. I'm going to try to go ahead and get a feeler with some of the speakers ahead of time. The topics that's going to be talked about at that conference is the flat earth, the Father's holy names, the Father's calendar, the true Hebrew Israelites. I think I said flat earth. There's going to be a bunch of stuff covered. There's going to be so wide a spectrum of things talked about that if you don't get something from that, I don't know what's wrong. And we're going to live stream it. I think it's going to be live streamed on Loud Cry Ministries YouTube page. It's going to be live streamed here on Seven Trumpets Prepper channel page. And I'm going to try to get a few other people maybe to live stream it. Now, I'm going to invite a bunch of people from all over. I'm already in the works on this, but I'm telling you just a short list. Like I said, that's the things that's going to be talked about. If you want to support this effort, there is a link in the video description below where you can PayPal. Okay, you can use that PayPal link to send a donation. It will be much appreciated. I'm going to be paying the conference center for security because, after that shooting thing the other day, I don't want people coming to this event that is going to be free where people can come into. I don't want people coming in there having to worry about their safety. All right. There's going to be security people there that day, or days if we do it 2 days, just depending on how much that ends up being the situation. Um, and we're going to. I just seen that comment. Somebody said Pope Francis is about to gather all the world leaders, great men and renowned persons this May 14, 2020 at Rome. Well, that ought to be very interesting. Oh, Chad. Hey, brother Chad. Man, that's crazy because, like I want to do it in late May, but here's the deal, guys. If I don't get a lot of donation, doing it in August actually helps give me time to help get people in because it's money is the factor on a lot of things. So like I said, guys, if you want to donate, it'd be much appreciated. We've still got to get the audio visual equipment. We can rent it from the convention center. But I'm telling you, I've been looking on eBay, and for about what it is rental fee, it's not that much more just to buy it outright. So we're probably going to do that, but we'll have it where screen projector can be used. We're going to have audio equipment in there. We'll have seating for 200 people. The tickets and stuff like that will be free. It's going to be a free event, but we're going to have to do something so that we don't go past what the fire marshal has it rated for. So we'll have to do like tickets through Eventbrite or something like that, and more info will be coming. But guys, like I said, I'll be going at the first of this coming pagan week to secure that venue. It's finally going down. The wheels are in motion. Speakers will start to be announced following that, along with how to secure your ticket for the event and etc. All right, let's talk about the red pill. Tonight, I'm going to bring up a bunch of different examples from my life, from relationships, from business, from religion. Um, just from a little bit of every angle. I just want to share you a few experiences of my own. And then, like I said, here in about 30 minutes, I'm going to leave the floor open to everybody, and then I'm going to start reading off y'all's experiences, and we can all network in here as usual. So the first red pill that I ever took in my life was, like, if you haven't seen, I'll put a link in the video description after this video is over, my walk out of Babylon in 10 years. The first real red pill that ever shook my life to the core that I took was when I was in Sunday church. When I found out just about that the seventh day, the imperative of it, to proper calculate it and not by Rome. Now, this is before I even learned about the Father's lunisolar calendar in full depth. We're just talking about the seventh day. All right. That red pill, oh my goodness, when I swallowed, like it started into my mouth when I started to find out about this, but when I fully swallowed that red pill, when it comes to like all things religious, was when that pastor sat down with me, and like I was telling the video of my walk out of Babylon, is when he told me he went out there and told the people the truth, he'd be a martyr. I think I swallowed that red pill, and it was so large that I could about gagged. Okay. I mean, like, that hit me so hard. Somebody said my first red pill was building number 7. Whoa. Dude, we can talk about 9/11 for sure. And guys, I hope this video is a blessing to y'all tonight. I know this is so far different than the usual things we do on this channel and that I've done for going on now for 8 years. But I think it's good just to have these conversations because, listen, we're all not crazy. Too many people have had so many similar experiences in this life already that you get to the point where it's not a statistical anomaly. This is like legit. It happens to people. All right. Now, I guess my next red pill that I swallowed was in corporate America. All right. Now, I had a lot more red pills come, like, faith-wise, dude. Flat Earth, Father's people. Because, like, I was studying about who the true Hebrew Israelites was off and on throughout my walk in the Scripture. A lot of this stuff just finally come to the head after I learned about the Father's Sabbath, readdressing everything else. It was just like pop, 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 pop. But, dude, just taking those red pills in faith at that point was just like popping candy. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, I was an addict at that point, all right? I had to get my next hit because I was like, all right, I've been lied to about this. What else have I been lied to? All right. And so that's what's brought me to today. That's what's bringing forth all them red pills I swallowed is what you're about to see regurgitated as the Restoring the Foundations conference coming up here this year at some point here in this year ahead. That's what that created. All right. That drug usage. And that I'm glad I took those red pills. I think somebody called my Coca-Cola on the last live Satan water or something. This is the good Mexican Cokes, guys. So I mean, if you want to drink the aluminum ones that'll kill you, it is what it is. But these are the old school Cokes, okay? So anyway, when I went to corporate America, I worked and worked and worked my butt off. And I'll tell you, when I really swallowed the red pill, like I tell you all the time, work for yourself. Work for yourself so that you can keep the Sabbath, so you're not giving grief about your faith and etc. Okay, I mean, it just I can't overly express how important it is to be your own person. All right, if you the Most High God gives everybody a talent, right? And what right before I go into that, I want to share you one thought I had about the red pill when it comes to all things religious. With this being a faith-based channel, I feel like I wouldn't be doing a solid to those of us that's came out of Babylon on the red pill if I don't read this. In John chapter 15, I was hearing this read the other day. It says, I am the vine of truth, and my Father is the husbandman. I'm reading out that Sephir, guys. Says, every branch in me that bears not fruit, he takes away. And every branch that bears fruit, he purges it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now, I can keep going further, and I encourage you to read. Matter of fact, I'm going to read on down here for just a few more verses, all right? Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. I am the vine, ye are the netzarim. He that abides in me, and I in him, the same brings forth much fruit. For without me ye can do nothing. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch, and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into fire, and they are burned. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it shall be done unto you. Herein is my Father glorified, that ye bear much fruit, so shall ye be my talmudin. I want to say all that to say this, right before I get in the corporate America red pill, is that I always wondered, I was like, why? Oh, somebody gave a $10 super chat. I'm going to check that out real quick, guys. I appreciate the donation. Somebody said, well, I read that off the Messiah's true name. Yeshua is the reason for every season. Guys, I appreciate the super chat. It'll be going toward the conference. Guys, when I read that and when I really thought about what somebody said the other day, is in a deeper level, is a lot of us have went through experiences that have brought us to today, and they have been exceedingly painful. Like a lot of you guys that are new subscribers here, came over from that video, be prepared to be betrayed by your family and friends in the last days. And it was a rough video. I mean, that was just really, really harsh video I made, but it's true. And I mean, that's why it got a ton of likes and it's got tens of thousands of views. I don't know if it might be up to 100,000 now. I don't know. It blew up the other day on Facebook. But this is the thing, is that if you look at that scripture, that we're purged, pretty much we're purged so we can bear more fruit. If you look at a pear tree, I used to have fruit trees in the land that I own, and I would, cut off some of the pear tree. I would clean it up, prune it, so that the branches that were there would get even bigger and more fruit would be grown. But that tree, I'd had to hurt that tree, right? Cutting all them vines and stuff, and cutting all the new branches it's trying to offshoot. And sometimes the Most High Yah has to cut us, people off from us, our marriages, our jobs, our friends, our family. And it's got to get cut hard. I mean, it ain't just like, oh, well, okay, I'll get on with my life. It's like, I don't know if I'm going to make it to tomorrow. Dude, I've been there. Especially after divorce. Like I said, I mean, when you have thoughts of suicide go through your mind, dude, you really take a step back and be like, I got to get control of my life again. And I think that a lot of people, they don't really think about it, but there is a lot of times that we have to go through the worst situations in our life that feels like it's the end of the road, for the fact that actually we're being purged so we can produce more fruit. Because if we kept those people in our lives, if we kept hold of that job, if we kept doing this or that, our life would never get to where it's supposed to be for the kingdom. All right. So with that said, like I said, guys, now the next thing that I went through, corporate America, I worked that corporate job for about 8 years. And somebody said, yes, sir. Yeah, guys, I mean, it's rough, but it's the truth. And worked that corporate job for 8 years. And whenever I got to about the 8-year mark, I noticed over time that it seemed like, especially being in the middle management position, that a lot of good people that worked under me, other management didn't care. They just cut them loose. They do this, they do that. I seen when the company was bought out by another company, a man was this close to retirement. Now let me explain to you. If this was a lifetime of working there, this man was like, if you can put a hair between my two fingers, that was how close he was to retirement. They cut him. And it really showed me right then and there. I think that's when I swallowed my next red pill, was that I had an opportunity to start working for myself. And I said, you know what? I'm standing on the edge of the world and I'm about to take a leap. And you know what? I'm going to take that leap. And I praise Most High, y'all. It's one of the best decisions I ever made. But, right at the end of that, this guy that had failed at running another franchise of theirs, they had brought him back in. And so he done everything in the world to be disruptive. He was just complete tool bag and tried to get me terminated as well so that he could have my management position. That's really what it boiled down to. And what I learned from that is that I don't matter. It's like I'm just a number. And a man that was like a salesman for them passed away recently. And he gave his life, years of his life, 30, 20, 30 years, decades of his life working with them people. And then when he died, now here he is being replaced. And it's like, they don't care about you. Corporate America never cares about you. When you're gone, they're hiring you hiring somebody to replace you the next day. And that was the hardest red pill for me to swallow, because I always was the guy that I was like, I always showed up in school and done my work. I volunteered for the military. I tried to finish top of my class in ROTC. I was always like, if I give my all, it will be given back. And when I didn't get passed in the MEPS for the Air Force because of health videos, or health issues, I said health issues, where I had asthma as a child. Then whenever I went on to work in corporate America, getting into that position to work for myself really was a red pill that I swallowed. And that one didn't choke near as bad, but it was an eye-opener. Now, the next one that I think that I really swallowed hard, that I actually did write on this list, but it was the next thing after that, was I learned going up to Alaska and work and doing that deal with that film company for that land so that it could start building it as a refuge for other people, that even though you have the best of intentions, even though you try to get pen to paper on contracts with people, people will betray you, and they will literally try to take your life just for the joy of making film. I'm telling you, like, they put us in positions that literally could have cost their life. And I'm not trying to backpedal on that video I made prior about my 10-year walk out of Babylon. This is just like literally in sequential order of the red pills I took. That broke me from trusting the media. I've taken a lot of opportunities to talk with the media to try to win people for the kingdom as an opportunity to let people know about the trumpets. And it's sunk in at that point that if I actually wanted to reach people, it's going to have to be me talking with you. It ain't going to be any other filter or medium that brings me there. It's got to be that way. And guys, that's why with this conference coming up, that is going to be something I'm going to try to start doing yearly, because there's going to come a time when you talking with Luke on YouTube is not going to be. Okay, somebody said fake news media. Guys, I'm seeing your comments, and I promise, like I said, when I get done here in about 20 more minutes, I'll scroll this and we'll have conversations. I'll share your stories on here and etc. But when I come back from that experience, it showed me that the media and those that's in it are either direct servants of Satan. They're all about the money, and they never care about the truth. It's always about drama. And the other night, I don't know if y'all saw it. I don't know if it's the Golden Globe Awards or whatever, but some guy that stood up, I guess he's supposed to be a comedian or something. My son showed me this the other day. Excuse me, a clip. He was up there just telling them how bad they were. Said, brought up Jeffrey Epstein. If somebody knows what I'm talking about, please share who that guy's name is. And he was like, Jeffrey Epstein is y'all's friend. Don't act like you don't know him. Y'all got your own. Ricky Gervais. Ricky, Gervais. Thank you, Deal Rogers. Man, if y'all ain't seen that 8-minute clip, now he's a little bit profane and disrespectful, but just try to filter that out and look at, I'm telling you, dude, like he exposed, he's talking about pedophilia in the Hollywood actors and all this. Dude, it got deep. I about fell up off my chair. And the thing is, he was telling the truth. And he said, somebody said Gervais. I don't know. It's, guys, just like I said, Google this, what I'm talking about. If somebody can drop a link, I'll take and put it down below as well. But anyway, the next red pill I've got actually three more that I want to share. The next red pill that I really took was that when I went through a divorce, it was the most painful experience I've ever experienced in my life. I've lost loved ones, family, friends, you name it. But I'm telling you, the experience that I went through with divorce, it changed my life forever and in a positive way. I have no hard feelings toward my ex-wife, none at all. That matter of fact, it wasn't my ex-wife that brought me to the red pill. It was all the mistreatment, disrespect, and people after that. True story. I'm telling you right now. Matter of fact, my ex-wife had called me up the other day, said, "Will you do something to help my grandmother on a porch this spring winter?" I said, "Yes, ma'am. I'll be right there to help you." Now that's love right there, right? And I said, "No problem." But the thing that got me was, like I said, all the people and the disrespect after we parted ways. I'm telling you, I've never felt so used, disrespected, and condescended on and invalidated in my entire life. Um, it showed me that throughout the whole course of time that I had a life and had a family and a wife, that a lot of people were in my life just because I was a convenience. I was like a vending machine to them. And when I had to pick up my pieces and had to really put my life back together, it's like, you ain't putting no more quarters in the vending machine and getting no more candy out of me. All right. I got to worry about me. And when you start telling people no, and you start setting boundaries, ATM, somebody said, exactly. When you start setting boundaries with people and you actually start putting yourself first, see, there's a difference between being selfish and putting self first. All right, because ladies and gentlemen, there's going to come a point where your salvation, the people that surround your family, friends, and all these people are going to be the ones trying to sell you out. I'm telling you. And that red pill was probably the second most painful I ever took outside of coming out of Babylon, because everyone around me, I'd say 50% of the people that was in my circle just went gone. Either I deleted them or they deleted me out. That was just how it was. It was a massive reset. And I think that we don't notice it because we're so busy living our lives at times, how toxic certain people are in our life. And we're so busy grinding it out. Just a lot of us are just trying to live from day to day. And anymore, I try to live from year to year. That's my mindset now. I'm like, I don't care about tomorrow. I want to know what's going to go down a whole year from now. I'm going to make my dreams that far in advance. All right. And if I get there, somebody said probably tires. Exactly. And guys, you got to understand, as a farmer, I've lived on a farm ever since I was a child. All right. And until just recent years. All right. And still go over there. But you would plant crops, you'd plant corn, beans, and etc. If you didn't keep that mess hoed until it at least got to the point where that it could stand on its own, it'd be consumed. And I think the thing is we're so busy hoeing out our life, but still trying to grow, and we don't really keep hoeing our rows, that eventually, when we finally do cut all that mess off, we've not paid attention that all that was weeds. A lot of these people are weeds and tares in their life. And I hate to say that, but it is what it is. And I thank the Most High Yah that He deletes a lot of people out of our lives. We should be so great. Some lady the other day, I wished I could quote her. Now, this is not my quote. I take no ownership for this. But she said, count, I think it was disappointment and pain as currency. It's not wasted, all right? These painful experiences that we go through are some of the most powerful currency and powerful lesson we can ever have. It's validating. It will reassure you of everything the Most High Yah has wrote in His Scripture. All these painful experiences you're going through will validate you to the point where you will propel you in life once you can get past the pain. Believe me, I've been there. All right? Two more I want to share, guys, because I want to keep my mouth running at 30 minutes, and then I really want to share because y'all blowing up the feed today. Next thing I want to share is in business. I took this red pill in business about 2 years ago. I always wanted to be the guy in business that under promise and over deliver. I'd do this on your solar array, but actually go past that and be like, well, you're only going to get this much service after we're done warranty wise. But if they called still 3 years out the road, show up and take care of them. I wanted to be that guy that just went above and beyond. And I figured out over time that not only did I go above and beyond, but people abuse that kindness in business. They disrespect their equipment, do something stupid sideways, and then call me up to be the savior of the situation. I learned at a point when I started telling people no, and that if you want that fixed, it's going to cost you X, Y, and Z. And people started blowing up on me, that I really started filtering out who I wanted to work for. I've ran people off from trying to work for them because I priced them out. I'm sure I have. And then I still find out that I'm like cheaper than everybody even doing that. But for the most part, anyway, I'm sure that there might be somebody out there cheaper than me at times. But anyway, I just found that when I swallowed that red pill and I said, enough is enough, customer service, when it comes to customer service, we are good at serving people, but we are not their servants. And I think that was off of Made in Manhattan. I don't want to steal that quote either. That was an excellent quote off that movie. But I really believe, guys, that, after I took that red pill, and I appreciate that one. I really appreciate that one, because when people push you to that limit, it really makes you finally step back and be like, why did I do a $10,000 job and I put $5,000 into it with paying staff and working hard and all that stuff, just to turn around and spend a couple thousand more doing service calls for these people because they don't appreciate what we've done? And I'm telling you, everybody that works for yourself, you have to get to that point, just like I said with the situation with going through a divorce, is you have to be able to tell people no. And when you finally learn to tell people no, it will check people fast, and it will keep people out of your orbit that don't need to be there, because people will waste your time. All right, they will waste your resources, and they don't care, because we live in a generation full of narcissists and wicked, self-centered people. All right, so we have to make sure that we're number one. All right, most of y'all is number one, but we've got to make sure our life is not being wasted away at the expense of trying to make sure everybody's happy. We live and learn. Exactly, absolutely. All right, now guys, the last one I want to tell you about is, this is my most recent red pill. It was some months back now, and I stepped on the scale and I looked, and it was right at the 200 mark. It wasn't at 200, but it was like 198, 199-ish and change. And I said, enough's enough. I said, I've got to change my life. I've started planking, sit-ups, push-ups, pull-ups. Thank you guys for the painting. I got that one at Lowe's, of the couple walking in Venice. I love artwork. Wait until I get moving the tiny house. We do these lives, I'm going to have artwork up all over the place. Just containers of artwork laying, and little tiny paintings, huge paintings. I'm just so excited, guys. But and y'all will, and I'll show that to you. But literally, I stood on that scale and I swallowed that red pill right there. I was like, I'm not going to be over 200 pounds. I am 5'11", I believe. I think on the BMI index or some guys, I'm off by about 20. Okay. And now I've got it back down to like right at the 190-ish mark. So I'm trying to get down to 180 in the next 2 months. And then I'm hoping in the next couple months past that I can dial it down to about 175, where I won't get this gut going, turn it into something. But I'm just saying, there comes a point where I think that our health, we lose track of it because we just grind it out every day. Work, come in, eat, sit down, we get sluggish. And that red pill to me has really woke me up, because I'll tell you, the more I try to exercise, the more I try to stay active, the better I feel. And I tell labs, possibly with election drama, just all the crap that could break down anytime. Our health needs to be absolute paramount. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health. Those three are just symbiotic relationship and circle. And I think we should definitely keep that stuff in check. And that was the last red pill recent that I took. And I'll tell you, like I said, man, I'm not going to let up on it. Matter of fact, Coach Greg Adams, now I listen to him. I don't agree with everything he says, but he has a lot of valid points when it comes to a lot of things. And literally, he said in strength training and stuff like that, somebody said, I've got to draw a point. Guys, I'm about to get in your comments. I just want to say this, what Coach Greg Adams said. Shout out to Coach Greg Adams. Is that he said to work out and don't even keep up with your workout for a whole year. Just work out. And then after a year, after a whole year's passed, then start net metering it. Okay, I've done this. Because you've got to get back your fundamental health. And then once you've restored yourself back to physical fitness, build on that. And I think that's a very, very valid thing. So, guys, that's some of the red pills I took. Listen, red pills are painful. They come at an extreme cost. These things are expensive to take. Red pills are to me, the most painful drug on the market. And the thing is, you can't go down to the drugstore and get it. That's the worst part. You can't get a prescription for it. You have to get it by experience. And you don't get your red pill until you get your pain. So, see, that's the thing. You don't even get your pain relief until you get your pain. But I promise you this, once you take them and once you pay the tab on the backside, your life will be fundamentally, positively better in the back end. So, guys, with that said, I'm going to scroll back up now, this sea of comments, and here we go. Let's get this started. By the way, love everybody. I'm glad everybody stopped in. Listen, I'm going to share a few more thoughts about the conference at the end once I get these comments caught up, and then I'll keep it running forward, okay? Somebody said, for me, taking the red pills has come at the cost of family and friends who won't think for themselves. And ladies and gentlemen, that is true. A lot of people out there will not think for themselves. It's sad, but it's true. Somebody said I was visited by an angel when I took the red pill. Somebody said, here's mine. In 2012, I'm not going to say the pagan terms, guys, but I'm going to say Elohim woke me up, and I saw the whole destruction of California fall line, FEMA camps, guillotines, fallen angels. They're not aliens. Israel will go to war with Iran. Wow. Somebody said Russia and China will invade America. Somebody said, I had a dream. I was given 3 chapters in Isaiah, which ended up answering my prayer about flat smacking the pastor. Now I read your comment, Chad. Let's see. The currency is going digital. It will be called Libra. Somebody said, yes, my car burned down last year before this experience. Everything burned except my Bible. Not one word was burned. Guys, I've heard a lot of stories about Bibles not burning up in fires. Ain't no joke. Okay, and I remember that comment I seen in the scroll. Somebody said my first pill was building number 7. I want to tell y'all this. When you look at 9/11, one of the most damning evidences, and I'm not trying to curse, I mean like damning as in it is terrible, deeply, all right, rooted, just this one, in deceit, is if you look at the one video that's still available of the Pentagon, that missile hitting the Pentagon. I forget the particular projectile that it's called, but if you look at it, it is incredible how tiny that is. And building 7 is a controlled demolition. Listen, guys, I work in construction, all right? I don't usually be like, I'm a resident expert about anything, all right? I work in construction. I have been around a ton of construction. I've been in industrial maintenance. I mean, I've worked in this industry for years. That is called a controlled demolition for anyone that is confused, all right? That I'm not buying that. They can tell me that lie forever, and I'll never buy that one. And like I said, you need to look at that video that hit the missile projectile that hit the Pentagon. I mean, it is just, that's the inside job if I've ever seen it. And you know, it's something I've never really spoke about a lot on this channel, but it's a bad deal. Somebody said September 11th first, then flat Earth, then the true Hebrews, then the spiritual world. Michael Page, shout out to you. I'm telling you, that's that is a lot of concurrent stuff. Now mine was the flat Earth later down the road. True Hebrews was one of the things I first came to. Somebody said my red pill was in 2008, then a huge one 2018 about the true idolatry in the church. This one broke me. Shout out to you, Trinity. Yeah, idolatry in church is serious business, folks. I'm telling you, there's a lot of false doctrines in church now today. Somebody said also then 2019 was about the truth of my dependence of this system that wasn't created for us. Lots of red pills. Somebody said glad to be retired. I tell you, if you're out of this system, guys, it's great to be out of if you can. Somebody says, oh man. Guys, I hope we're back. Apologize for the blackout there for a minute. Sorry, let me scroll back to my feed here where I was at. I do not know what is going on with the service tonight, but it's getting on my nerves. It's cutting you all out where we can't even conversate. Sorry, give me just a second, guys. I'm getting back to where I was at. All right. Somebody said there's going to be A good conference in Georgia, March, Sacred Word Publishing. I haven't heard about that, guys. Please email me. Guys, when you come across stuff like this, I'm just one man. Please email me information about that to the number 7, then trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. I'd love to know about stuff like that. Listen, I try to use this platform to share as much information to help y'all network as possible. I know all of us might not agree on every point of doctrine, but we're in a point in time where we all need to be networking. We need to be trying to help one another win people for the kingdom. Somebody says being able to fellowship is a blessing. Thank you, Brother Lucas. Absolutely, guys. I hope y'all are having a great opportunity to fellowship and here with each other. Let's see. Flat Earth Doctrine Channel is going to have a conference, I believe, in Georgia or South Carolina. Hey, please share that information. We will definitely, I'll definitely share anything I can. Somebody said he cut my marriage, my health to let me know this is done for endurance and what is to come. His question to me, if you can't handle this, how will you handle the persecution to come? And that's the thing, folks. If people can't handle the small dramas in life right now, how in the world are you going to handle what's to come? You know, and that's why I think these red pills are lifesavers that's happened to us right now. Let's see. A lot of folks in here talking about saying the true Hebrews are black and the earth is flat. It's true, guys. Fake news media. That's a good one. Did they ever broadcast your Alaska video? No, let me tell you about that. When I came home, I don't know if you've seen the live, I talked about the decade, A Walk Out of Babylon. I prayed immediately following that event that they would go bankrupt. Or that the Most High would deal with them. I'm sorry, not that they'd go bankrupt. But I just prayed the Most High would take care of that situation. And they literally went bankrupt in a matter of months after. But you can see the link to the original what is it? Trailer thing for it that they had put together, or stream thing or whatever. That's still up where you can see it, but the thing never made it the rest of the way to Discovery, and I'm so glad, guys. It'd been terrible. Let's see what somebody says here. Transhumanism is the end game. Somebody said, I love your accent. Somebody said, I can totally get what you mean. Yeah. Oh, this is a good one. Somebody said, divorce also changed my life. It nearly killed me, but don't think I would have found and taken the red pill if I hadn't, and now I wouldn't change what happened. And let me tell y'all, shout out to Isaiah 40:22 is the person that just shared that. Let me tell y'all something. There is nothing that's happened in my life that I would go back and be like, no, I don't want that to happen. I praise the Most High y'all for every bad thing that ever happened in my life. It has molded me and made me battle hardened to who I am today. I'm going to tell y'all what, and y'all might not believe this, but if somebody walked through the door right now and shot me, I am so grateful that I made it to today, because I am content and at peace with y'all today in my heart. I love him. And I've had the opportunity to know the truth now. And ain't no more lies they can hide from me that are foundational pillars. But you take me 10 years ago, ain't no way I'd have wanted to fell out and died, because I wasn't ready. And I've still got a lot of growth. Let me tell y'all, folks, I am not worthy of the kingdom, but I've got a lot of growth. All right. But I'm telling you, there is nothing I would change with that. And so always remember that the terrible things that happen to us, praise y'all that it helped mold us to be stronger for today. All right. Let me see what we got here. Sorry, guys. I'm almost caught up. Man, y'all blowing it up tonight. All right. Somebody said they abandoned you. That's what they did with me. Confirmed that I was only there to do things for them. I'm raising my 2 kids alone, but y'all is with us. We tend to want to believe the best intentions of people. That is why we don't notice sometimes. Y'all said he was putting me back to where I'm supposed to be. The thing is sometimes we don't notice that because I think we want so hard for people to be good people, and they're just not. I mean, let's face it, folks. There's an 80-20 rule in clinical psychology that says that 80% of men are narcissists and 20% of that is women. And a lot of men in this world, I'm going to beat up on the guys for a minute. A lot of men in this world are scum. If I was a woman, I wouldn't want nothing to do with them, because all they're going to do is talk you up to get you on your bed, in the bed, on your backside. And when they're done with you, they're done with you. And the men that do want to build a life with people, they've been beat up and disrespected by the other sex to where that they're distrustful. And I'm telling you, our generation's just a bunch of damaged walking people. And the bad thing about it is nobody wants to get clinical help. Nobody wants to go to work. Nobody wants to get fixed. Everybody's broken and wants to break other people, but nobody wants to get fixed. And I'm telling you guys, that's the sad thing of that situation right there. And people will abandon you when they're done sucking the blood out of you. They abandon you. That's why they're parasites to begin with. The seed fell on good soil for you. Keep trucking. Much love to y'all, Household of Faith Services. Somebody said, still, let's see. Still, other seed fell on good soil where it produced a crop to 160 or 30. What was sown? I'd rather have crop than go along to get along with the rest of the sheeple. Absolutely. Guys, I'm almost caught up. Just hang with me. The media is all about the illusion of inclusion and opulence, the hype, working in my church's media ministry opened my eyes big time. Absolutely. Matter of fact, remind me, y'all, to say something about YouTube a minute. Somebody drop me a reminder here in about 5 minutes to say something about YouTube. I want to tell y'all something I just learned about YouTube today. The problem is right there. Cutting down every tree, destroying the birds, bees, freshwater, streams just to plant nutrient deficient GMO, RNA corn, and soy. Avoid the weeds, AK herbs, which will cure us. Yep. Let's see what we got here. Better than Dave Ramsey entrepreneur info there. Let's see what this says here. Definitely wicked in the true sense of the word. Sorry. Okay, here's another. My first pill was opening my eyes to the mega church I was a member of in Georgia. Crazy. 2019 was a domino effect of red pills that brought the worst pain ever to the point. And guys, it like I said, it's some of the most painful, but I guarantee it'll change your life. For a second, I almost want to take my life. Don't do that, folks. Do not check out. Your life, you have meaning, and somebody will come in your life later down the road. It'll make it all worth it all. Somebody said, woe to those who call evil good and good evil, who put darkness for light and light for darkness, who put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Yeah. Truth will set you free, but first it will make you miserable. Lady Fairfax 33. That is some great commentary right there. Somebody said the pain pill. Debt and credit is a red pill as well. Maybe you mentioned it came in late. Guys, I didn't really talk about financial debt being a red pill. To me, I've always tried to be financially responsible. But, you know, you can get into a spot, and it's easy to these days. Health, a lot of things can happen. Last 13 years, many red pills and pain I propelled through. Somebody said my family thinks I'm crazy. Absolutely. Building 7 didn't kill itself. We all have to work out our own salvation, just like the airlines and ships tell you to put your mask and vest on first. Self-preservation, not selfish. That's right. My red pill happened when I became targeted individual in 2008. That's a great question somebody asked right there. Tammy Torres, how come some people don't want to know the truth? Let me tell you, the answer to that is there's comfort and peace in the lie. I'd rather hurt and know the truth than to feel comfortable in my lies and deception. That is the best analysis I can give you on that. Let's see here what we got. I'm almost there, guys. I know y'all are being patient with me. Can you have a section in the conference dedicated to being targeted? Guys, I'm going to go over some. Yeah, working for yourself. Take the time to know your worth. Yes, they will waste and use you up. And listen, 849 time signature. I want to remember that. Here's the deal. When you work for yourself, never feel bad about making people pay for a consultation. Your time is precious. It is the #1 commodity in the world. It can never be replaced. And if people don't want to pay for your consultation, then you've cut them immediately. See, what I do is I make people pay a consultation. But if I actually get to go back and work for you, dude, it's credited off your work. See, I'm not stealing from you. That's a simple policy. But you don't call me back to work, dude, I'm going to sit over here and count your Benjamins. No hard feels for me. I've got a good night. You got a good night, right? You can get all your blueprints and plans, do stuff yourself. I'm going to go over here and have a steak dinner. Life goes on, but I ain't doing no more free consultation work for people no more, all right? Your knowledge, your skill set, that is your time invested to learn that. People got to pay, all right? That's just like going to Walmart. Why do I need to go through the self-checkout? I'm already paying you for this product. You going to take a discount off because I bag my own junk? I mean, like, you bag it for me. I'm paying you for it. I mean, the service is rendered, man. All right, let's see here. We are almost to the end of the list. Let's see. All right here. I call that being the butler domestic. People abuse the person that is good natured and helpful. Absolutely. And people will take humility for weakness, like trying to be kind to people. They're like, oh, well, he's just weak. No, dude. I mean, I'm not weak. I'm just trying to do the right thing. But if I need to turn into a complete D-bag, I can. Somebody said, challenger, then college debt trap, then lawlessness, the church, then Sabbath, then the loony solar truth. Genesis restoration, that will definitely bring you to tell you the lunar Sabbath truth. The loony solar scriptural calendar will bring you out of Babylon so quick. Working for yourself, take the time to know your worth. Yes, it will. And that's why I have hope for the Saturday church crowd. A lot of people in the awakening that they'll finally come the rest of the way calendar, because I'm telling you, it is a definite way to set the truth apart away from Babylon. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate you. Praise his name. Absolutely. Shout out to you, John Jones. Shalom, shalom, my Hebrew and Gentile brothers and sisters. Michelle Jotaya Jackson. Hey, Michelle, shout out to you. I think I seen your thing on Facebook. I think we've been friends now for a year on Facebook. Shout out to you. Let's see. Shalom to this copper wolf. Shalom, this be copper wolf. All praise the Most High, Yah, in Yeshua name. The new year has not yet come. That's right, folks. It is not yet until the spring. Hundreds and hundreds of the teachings of Rome. Hundreds of the years of teachings of Rome. Let's see. Somebody said, yo, getting a wind turbine soon. That's great, folks. Get off grid. Truth will set you free. Somebody said, go check out Historic Agenda. Somebody said, looking forward to seeing Hebrew to Negroes Part 3. I tell you what, Brother Ronald Dalton is doing a great service to everybody that's a Hebrew Israelite. And I'm telling you also the way he's presenting that to the nations. It's a wonderful thing. It's a great truth. Suicidal thought is no joke. Been there, went out, read scripture. Y'all has saved me from imminent death. Guys, I can tell you about so many people that thought about suicide, and the Most High Yah saved them. I too have escaped suicide. I'm telling you, folks, people need to conversate. Because all right, now I want to tell you, we caught up now in the comments, and guys, I'll hang out here for 10, 15 more minutes. No worries. I want to tell y'all two things while I was thinking about this on the live tonight. Is YouTube, if you have not seen, now I got to be very careful how I present this, but they literally have a video up now pretty much shouting out the LGBTQ, is it plus? I think there's a plus symbol at the end of it now. I've lost count because there's so many darn alphabet letters they use now. But they have a video shouting that stuff out now, and all the info about how YouTube supports that. Let me explain to you. Luke does not support the LGBTQ plus PST 25 whatever community. I don't support that. I support the Bible, all right? I love everyone, and I want to see them made in the kingdom, but I just want everybody to know I do not support that new stuff that YouTube's shouting out. I'm telling y'all, this I enjoy, and I'm grateful for this platform to be able to communicate with one another. Now, one day when they take me away, I've got to do construction, get on with my life, and that's just how it is. But in the meantime, I'm going to do what I can to help build the kingdom. But I tell you what, the wickedness that is coming, every time I turn around anymore, I get a flipping notification from YouTube about terms of service changed, policy changed, financial services changed. Dude, let me tell you something about people will come on here and they'll be like, you got ads in your videos, you're just wicked. I'm like, bro, relax. It wouldn't matter if I have 1 million views or 15 views. I think I get about 300 something bucks a month on a good month or a bad month. It seems like they just cut me a check like, that's all you get, Luke. It don't matter. Thank you for getting us millions of views. That's all you get. I mean, that's just, like, I'm telling you guys, like, YouTube is jacked up anymore. Like, everything, they cut people's revenues. They've hid videos of mine. I've showed y'all factual evidence that I don't even need to stand in a courtroom to prove that they've hid videos. All right, that True Hebrews video almost about rolled 1 million views, and there that is being hid, right? Or at least from my video manager where I can even edit it, right? And guys, I mean, just the twisted up garbage that goes on this platform anymore. I wish somebody would come up with a platform where people could have something like what YouTube used to be back about 2015-ish, 2016-ish. I would love to see that kind of platform out here. I jump ship in a minute, all right? I don't know how in the world get content to transfer, but I'd take some of the most important stuff, move it over, and then begin the transfer. I don't know about Patreon. See, I got to look into this thing because, guys, I don't even think I've ever even been to Patreon. I don't even know hardly anything about it, but I'm ready to jump ship. And I know other content producers, especially in the truth, that they are definitely getting a backup model somewhere. I'm going to figure this out. Right now, my importance in my mind is getting this conference going because that's a time, place, date. And if they cut me tomorrow, we all know where to go. All right, you know a date, time, and then Eventbrite has the rest of the info for us. So if they cut me, D-Day +1, oh well, you know where to go. But the other thing that I wanted to share with y'all, I said two things that I wanted. Oh yeah. So I don't know if people understand this, but a lot of times I've seen this a lot of times that events will be put on, and people will have it just. And I'm not beating up on nobody. I've noticed a lot of conferences are like dedicated particularly to a certain thing, like say it's at the Awakening about the true Hebrews, or it's about like Flat Earth, right? Flat Earth Conference in Texas. And I'm not beating up on anybody. This is centered on a particular topic. But the thing that is so important about restoring the foundations conference that's coming up that we're putting together, which is going to be between Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel and Loud Cry Ministries together, doing this event. And then everybody that wants to help and sponsor, by all means, please donate. It is a free event for people to come to, but it is going to be costly. This costs thousands and thousands of dollars, folks. I got to pay to get people here. I got to pay for the audio services. I got to pay for the security. I got to pay for the venue. I'm going to stroke them a check the first week. So I'm saying it's going to need donations. The PayPal link's below. I appreciate you. Everybody that's already pre-donated, the funds are in the bank going to them the first of the week as well, along with funds for me. But this event's going to be different because it's going to have such a range of topics, from prepping for the trumpets, flat earth, everything. And I mean, that is just, it's going to be a wide range. And I think the format that we're laying it out is it's going to be right now as it stands about a 10-hour day. It's going to start like 9 that morning and run till about 8 that night with a break for food in between for about an hour and a half or two. And then people can filter back in and we'll begin back up. But that's the difference with what I've got going for this layout for this conference. I think that's why it's going to be fundamentally different than a lot of things you've seen. And I mean, I want it to be lit. I mean, I want us to get some musicians in. I know a bunch of musicians in faith, and we just get a little bit of mix of everything going on up in the building. And hopefully it can turn into a yearly thing. But I just wanted to say that as well, because I've noticed that with a lot of conferences, and there's nothing wrong with that, guys. I'm so happy that, there's Flat Earth Conference now. I'm so happy that, Brother William Brown puts on a lot of events in the Awakening. I mean, there's so many good people out there that's just making such a difference, and I want to make sure that people can come. All right, now, let me get the rest of these comments here caught back up. Let's see where we at here. Somebody said, I got you, bro, and I'm in Seymour. Hey, shout out to you, Chad. Who do you think the Antichrist is? The Antichrist is a man of sin in Rome. All right, and we're going to talk about the 8 Kings Revelation soon, guys. Somebody said it's freezing up. Dang, I hope the feed is still going for everybody. But we will definitely talk about that soon. But if you look, the man of sin in Rome, all right, his literal title, Vicarious Filii Dei, equals 666. I really encourage you to go over to World's Last Chance and check that out about the man of sin. We can talk about that coming up, all right? But let me see here, guys. Give me just a second. Brother, go to my page and get the new knowledge of the gift of circumcision. Somebody said Keith Walker. Remember, when you do good, you will be blessed regardless. When you do something for someone, you do it because you want to and expect nothing in return. Absolutely. Rainbow was a promise and nothing else. Comfort and peace and lie, or as they say, ignorance is bliss, but that is a lie too. Somebody said I was just in Newport on a service call yesterday. Once they get the power to totally control all, they will cut off the truth with no hesitancy. Absolutely. YouTube has changed so much. It has, guys. It's not the same place anymore. And I understand the more things change, the more they stay the same. But it is, this whole thing has just changed. Okay, somebody said, this is so not funny. I just said the same thing today. I couldn't be paid to be a man in today's climate. Women are treacherous, and I am a woman. Bro, did y'all just get that little red pill hit right there? Oh my goodness, man. I could just go on and on about some of this stuff. Somebody said, at talk to Ronald Dalton Jr., Lucas, about Patreon. He's already using it. Yeah, now I talked to Ron recently, and he said that he was moving his content. And I understand that. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people starting to move, and I get that. I'm just wanting to definitely make sure that before I start producing the content on somewhere else, that's where it's going to be my permanent home when the time of YouTube ends. Okay. Somebody said you're going to be talking about how crappy Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg traffic is too, right? Okay. All right. So look, I'll get you the info, but the parking situation is a little sketchy for the convention center. Okay. But I'll get full info up for that over probably at soundingtheloudcry.com. Over at Loudcry Ministries, we can get a map up for the event and everything, and get that up on the website. Somebody said, I think my chat has been disconnected. Please let me know if you see this. Camille Dean, I do see that. Yeah, lawlessness is Antichrist ways, absolutely. Somebody, Hallelujah Homesteader said, my youngest 9-year-old was in the living room watching your Seven Trumpets Revelation series the other day. I sat down, rewatched with him. Thank you, Lucas. Absolutely, guys. And you know what? I need to re-upload that or get a playlist upload link into the future videos for everybody, especially a bunch of you people that's new. I mean, there's so much content that's been produced in the past that would be so helpful for a lot of people. Somebody said, yeah, the earth is flat, but please don't get caught up in the flat earth, because that won't lead you to understand how to seek out your own soul salvation. Well, now I want to share this with everybody. There is a lot of folks that used to be atheists that the flat earth truth actually led them over to the truth. And that's why I push on it hard now. That's the thing, is because once you get people to let go of atheism, Darwinism, the Big Bang, they have nowhere else to go but to the belief in the Most High Yah. And I mean, that's the powerful thing right there about, the flat earth. Let's see. Somebody said, hey, holler at me, brother, if you need any HVAC work done. I own Captain Comfort HVAC. You can look us up on Google. I like this tiny house deal, and I want to do solar when my wife and I build. Absolutely, brother. Sounds good. Shoot, hit me up, man. Anything I can do to help network fellow contractors. I don't do HVAC. I'd be glad to help send you some work if I can. Just shoot me an email, too. Somebody said, y'all will, and we will be there from Texas. Listen, I'm going to pause right there at 9:09 more. There's 200 tickets. Now, I'm going to be livid after I know I've sunk money in and other people's donated and sunk money in, and somebody says, hey, I want a ticket, and then y'all don't show up. I am going to tell people straight up the first of the week, the minute that money is fresh on the table, is that once that Eventbrite is up and there's 200 tickets given out, I hope the Most High rebukes you if you ask for a free ticket to come to the event when they are going to be free, and then you don't show up when somebody else could have sat in that seat and kept it warm and heard the word. That's the only thing I'm going to be irritated with people when that time comes, all right? Because there's a lot of planning involved in this. There is a lot that goes into this. And I don't want one seat left empty in that building, okay, when all the effort's put into this. So I'm going to tell people on Eventbrite, if you are asking for a ticket to come to this event, don't show up, or don't take a ticket if you ain't going to show up, because it's free. All right, the whole way's been paved to the goalpost. All you got to do is just show up. All right. Let's see here. Let's see what we got here. No. All the best channels have been deleted, and they push degeneracy. I kid you not, folks. You would not. Guys, I am so sorry about the service tonight. I have no idea what is going on. I don't know why this keeps cutting out. I'm going to wrap this up here in about a few minutes, because I don't know what is up with the service tonight, but I just don't want it to keep being an issue. Somebody said, Zoom Truth used to be an atheist until Flat Earth and now reads his Bible. I'm telling you guys, don't firmament for me. Thanks for the confirmation. With Flat Earth, there's still two poles. So, guys, here's the deal. If you look at the Flat Earth just like you look at a compass, south is the outer ring, north is the center pole. on the disc, and that's pretty much the easiest way to sort that one out. When you realize facts, when they realize that you aren't a tiny speck. What's your email? Email, guys, hit me up at the number 7, and then it's trumpetsprepper@gmail.com. Um, and bam, they froze it. Yep. Let's see. Somebody said, the way, the truth, and the life, Yeshua HaMashiach, all truth, small or great, come from our Savior. So I believe discovering the truth about the shape of the earth will lead to our Savior. Absolutely. Okay, so guys, this is the last info I'm going to share, and then I'm going to pop up off here. When and where, let's see, when and where, what tickets, sorry, in here late. All right, so here's the deal. Somebody said download the Flat Earth Clock on Apple or Google. It's amazing. I'll have to check that out. The tickets, I reckon, will be, there's some of that country coming on. As far as I know, the tickets, we will make sure they're up on Eventbrite. I do not know if it will be in May or August yet, but that is what it'll be one of those 2 months. All right, that's what the plan is. Because I definitely want to get either after Passover or before Feast of Tabernacles. All right, either after the first month or before the 7th. That's the goalpost. So I'll have that up later this week. I'm behind on getting up the Lunisolar Scriptural Biblical Calendar Challenge on the Battle of Jericho. I'm late on getting that up. I've been sick, but I'm going to try to get on that this week and get that challenge up so people can get a opportunity to challenge their minds to look at the scripture about the Father's Lunisolar Biblical Calendar. And so as far as I know, guys, that's pretty much everything I wanted to share with you guys tonight. Somebody said, yeah, I agree, all the best YouTubes are being deleted, like y'all's chosen. She is gone. Oh, wow. Guys, I'm telling you, it's going to continue to be a trend. I kid you not. You wait and see if you don't turn on YouTube down the line somewhere and be like, shoot, Sam Trump's prepper ain't here anymore. I'm like, told you so. It's just how it is, guys. It's the world we're living in now. So guys, pray that all goes well with the first of the week. Go up there and see Miss Kathy about locking this venue down. If you can support, please donate on the PayPal link below. It is going to a good cause. Also, if you will make the time for it, come out to this event. By all means, if you donate, by all means, please try to come out. And anybody gets a ticket, if you're going to ask for a ticket to come, by all means, please make sure to show up because we only have 200 tickets to give. Otherwise, we're in trouble with the fire marshal. So guys, with that said, as always, until we see you again here at Seven Trumpets Prepper Channel, I hope the Most High Yah Baruch you and keep you, make his face shine upon you, show you favor, and give you shalom, my friends. In Yahushua name.